Hi, everybody. And this is your teacher from C1, okay, your instructor. And I'm trying something new, okay? I'm going to have a little bit of fun. And as you can see, I've created this little Zoom backdrop and with, okay, this breaking news, because in fact, I wanted to talk to you about some of the news stories, okay, that are happening and that we should be talking about in class, maybe on Mondays and Fridays. If we have a little extra time, we'll go into that. The news right now is dominated by Donald Trump and his presidency or his non-presidency. And the first piece of news that I wanted to share with you was, okay, it's connected to what I asked you to listen to and to watch with Christian Picciolini, the whole idea of the extremist groups that are in the United States. So the first article comes from NPR, and great, okay, news agency. And they wrote an article, okay, about the news that broke yesterday of this group. Okay, actually the news was broken by the Daily Beast, the Wolverine Watchmen, these 6 men who were plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer, okay, of Michigan. They were going to kidnap her, but they were also, comes out now today, more news about their plans. They were also going to kill policemen around the country to start a civil war. Okay, so this ties in to what Trump said during his debate with Biden last Tuesday, when he said that he wasn't going, he could not condone white supremacy or extremist groups. So basically from that, but also in April, he gave, okay, this message of liberating, all right, liberate Michigan, he said in a tweet in April. Um, Obviously, okay, a lot of these groups believe that Trump is on their side and that he would like to start a civil war. So they've started, okay, with that. The FBI has reported heavily during the summer, during July and August, that these right-wing extremist groups are the greatest threat to American safety right now. Trump tells you it's Antifa, but it's not. Okay, it's the extreme right wing in the United States. Okay, let's get, okay, enough said about that. Let's get into Trump and COVID. Okay, and we have an article here from the New York Times. The reporter is Stolberg, okay, Cheryl Gay Stolberg. And she writes about Dr. Rick Bright, who decided to give information about what is happening inside the health department. The health department has taken over all of the COVID data gathering, okay, from the CDC, from Fauci. So he's saying that now all of the data that is coming out of the health department is politicized. And a lot of people had already started talking about this in the summer because this happened in July. But he's come forward and he has said that a lot of the data that is being released is basically tailored to Trump's needs, his messaging for his campaign. So that's actually quite a big story there. Another story from the Secret Service, who believe and know now, and this is a quote from one of the inside agents that talked, he's not even pretending to care. As you know, the Secret Service protects the president. They have not been tested for COVID since August. And the way Trump carries on means that he doesn't really care about them, and they know this. So this is very demeaning for the Secret Services. We know that Trump is a danger. He's a danger, he's a security threat to the nation and also to people, okay? In fact, there's a great article in The Guardian by Marina Hyde. I love reading her opinion pieces from The Guardian. And here she asks, has Trump learned anything from COVID-19? And she says, absolutely not. We know that he went, okay, he's using the situation to show that he's strong, okay, which has offended a lot of people because a lot of people do not have the medical care that Trump got while he was in Walter Reed. He also intimates that if you get sick with COVID and you don't get over it and you die, then you are not strong. And this has offended a tremendous amount of people. So a lot of people are asking, okay, whether, whether he's learned anything from it, but I doubt, okay, that he has. In fact, the way that he's acting, the way that he's behaving, there's a big question now, and this is a question that was raised in the New York Times by Maggie Haberman. Maggie Haberman is a distinguished journalist, very important journalist, and she asks the question, does Trump want to fight for a second term? She believes that he's actually sabotaging himself, and his inner circle now are starting to believe this as well. So this is a really interesting article as well, because he is really screwing up, and there's really no way to explain why he has acted the way he has over the past, okay, at least over the past 4 years, yes, but okay. Let's say even in the past 2 weeks, it is actually quite shocking. So let's go to the last 2 articles. The first one is by Seth Abramson, and Seth Abramson is a distinguished professor of journalism, but he also does a lot of research into Trump and his inner circle. And he's written a great thread on Twitter, if you want to read it. And it's all about the people that Trump surrounds himself with, his inner circle, Trump circle, with criminals, people who are indicted. And he provides a hefty list, okay, of people. Convictions, we have here Manafort, Gates, Papadopoulos, Patton, Flynn, Nader, Cohen, and Stone. Okay, and that's my washing machine in the background. So if you would like to follow Seth Abramson on Twitter, I invite you to do so, because he is a thorough researcher and has an acute mind for analytical, political analysis. The last thing that I wanted to touch on, and this is something that has a lot to do with communication, and this is the whole idea that today we are living in 2 reality bubbles, or rather we're living in 2 information bubbles, okay, because right now there is a war, an information war, an infodemic, okay, that is going on, and we can talk about that also when we see each other on Mondays and on Fridays. But this topic is important because while, let's say, we ask ourselves, how can people vote for Trump? Well, it's actually quite simple. They live in their own world. In this world, they get their information basically from the #1 television station for news in the United States is Fox News. And basically they just pump out constantly a flow of messaging from, okay, the Trump presidency. So it's everything that he wants his core voters and other people to know. It's not really journalism at all. There's no objectivity, okay, to anything that they say. In fact, there's a great article in Vox about this that's entitled How Fox News Molds Reality into a Serialized TV Drama. So we'll be talking about, okay, disinformation, misinformation. We'll be talking about this information bubble and the 2 bubbles that have formed, and how impactful they are on our lives, let's say here in Europe, which I believe it is, and also how they are shaping the political dialogue. And this is a very, very, very important issue that we're dealing with now. So I think that's it. I have nothing really left to say. So this was just a little fun video, and I'll see if you like it, I will continue with it. But these are the top news stories that there are on this Friday, October the 9th. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.